Hi everyone! Today I'm going to rank all of these NPCs in this tier list, and I've already done this with all my horses. I got all of these pictures from your Wikipedia and SSO Ride Through. If you're wondering why Hannibal, is this Hannibal? No, this is Alexander. If you're wondering why Alexander has X's over his eyes, it's because it wouldn't let me put them both in together because it thought it was a duplicate. I had to make them look different, and it worked. I also couldn't include every single character in the game because there are so many. I had to cut out a bunch of characters. This is just how I'm gonna rank them all and my opinion on them basically. You can rank them however you want to rank them. First up is Agnetha. She likes chainsaws. Wait, what? She keeps the garden next to the manor really nice. Well, technically we're the ones who did that. So I would put her in the D tier because she didn't really do a lot of the work. But then again, she runs my favorite race. So C tier. I'm gonna put Hannibal and Alexander together. They're both very creepy, but they do help you in the quest. Are they F tier material? Not really, so I'm gonna put them in the E tier. Next is Alex. She's Soul Rider of the Lightning Circle. She can shoot people. She's tough, overprotective. You know, I think she's one of the better Soul Riders. She was always my favorite Soul Rider when I was younger, so I would put her in the A tier. Okay, next is Anastasia Silverglade. Why'd I put her in here? I don't know. I don't think she's that important of a character. She's the daughter of the Baroness. She's a half-sister to Thomas Moreland, but she could possibly be his full sister. She has a cute dog. You know, let's just put her next to the twins. Next is Anne, Soul Rider with the sun symbol. I almost liked her more in the games before Star Stable Online because she had more of a personality. She was a lot sassier. Should I put her in the B tier? Next is Avalon the Druid. He's secretly really hot, used to be a librarian, and he probably looks like Joe Goldberg. I would put him in the A tier. I feel like his character is, really strong. I feel like it's really interesting how he always has the hood up. Next is the Baroness. Her real name is Anastasia Silverglade, and she's 85 years old. I would put her in the S tier because I'm a really big fan of her, but she won't let us finish the damn racetrack, so she's going in the A tier. Next is Bjorn. He runs the garden as well with Agnetha. I think he's going to go D tier, and that's just because he doesn't run the garden race. Technically, he doesn't do anything. Okay, he's going E tier, sorry. Next is Bob. Oh, I should do Rob and Bob together. Where's Rob? Bob and Rob, the smugglers. Wait, what if Bob is Rob's dad? That can't be real. That's not real. Okay. Bob has an eye patch, a peg leg. He's been through life. I really like the quest where he floated through the water. I thought that was really funny. I think they're pretty funny characters. I would put them in C tier. Next is Conrad. Conrad is a druid as well, if you did not know. He just isn't there for a lot of stuff, but apparently he is a druid. He helps us get our first pair of racing stat horseshoes. I feel like he's pretty cool and honest. I would put him in the C tier. Next is Courtney. Courtney is the only sister out of Barney, Carney, Marley, and all those people in that family. I do like her, rooftop cafe thing. We don't really do much with her though, so I would just put her in the D tier. This is Darko. He's part of the Dark Corps. He's just too cocky. He wouldn't let us save Anne. He's really narcissistic. All the quests with him just make me cringe so hard, and I don't like that, so I'm putting him in the F tier. Next is Derek, the Postman. I think he's secretly our character's lover. I think they have something. I'm gonna put him in B tier. He's a pretty solid character. Next is Elizabeth Sunbeam, the druid. She's always been very supportive. Okay, but then again, she is one of the druids that started us off, so, I'm gonna put her B tier. Next is Emma, the hitchhiker. Whenever she rides on your horse, she always is like... I would put her on the same level as Courtney. She's an interesting character, we just don't do that much with her. Next is Evergrey. Even though he's an ex-druid, he's super helpful. He's Avalon's brother. He's the one who knows most about Pandoria, that's why he's so helpful, he's been there the most. You know, I think he's a pretty cool character, he's very kooky. I would put him in the A tier. You know, let's just put him next to his brother. Next is Slimy Justin. He's a young adult, but for some reason he looks 40 years old. He's greasy. I think he could be D tier material just because the storyline wouldn't be the same without all the mistakes that he's made. And everybody makes mistakes. You gotta live with it. Next is Fripp. Fripp's the leader of the Keepers of Aideen. He's very, very cute. He doesn't like to be called a chipmunk or a squirrel. Right now, he's MIA. If you're that far in the questline, you'd know. He has a really nice house. He's just too good. And that's why he's going in the B tier. Oh, next is Godfrey. Godfrey's a god. Just kidding. He's the Baroness's butler. He kind of looks like Frankenstein. He's a little creepy, but in a good way. I would say B tier. No, C tier. Next is Gretchen. Gretchen is a spy. Sometimes she spazzes out and gets lost. Her whole family gets scammed. I would put her with Justin. Next is Hermit. Hermit is really nice. He's really helpful, even though he's not a druid he's just a plain old guy, but that's the best part about him. We will go and double cross people, like Miss Drake, for example. But then, what if he's the one actually triple crossing? That's just a theory. Anyway, I'll put him A tier. Next is the Hermit. We don't really do much with the Hermit. He's the one who takes care of the horses on South Hoof, and he likes to be alone, obviously. His character kind of looks like a hermit crab. You know, I'm just gonna put him in the D tier. Next is Igor, or Igor, or however you say his name. He's super old. He has buggy eyes. He's just a little concerning all around. Honestly, I would put him next to Godfrey. They just look like they would be good together. Next is Isabella the magician, or wannabe magician. She has a scary pet monkey, Diggory. He looks high. I would honestly just put her in the F tier. Next is James. This is his old picture. I don't have his new picture. I'm so sorry. He's a scammer. Even though James is low-key a robber, you know, I would put him in the C tier because he is a solid character. Next is Jasper. He is an amazing dancer. He used to be called the King of Fort Pinta. The only thing is that Jasper has sent letters to the Baroness on Valentine's Day. The only problem with that is Jasper's daughter is Catherine. The Baroness's son is Thomas. Thomas and Catherine were together. How could Jasper be sending love letters to his daughter's mother-in-law? I don't understand. You know, I think he's S tier material. He's just a great character. Next is Josh. This is Josh's original look. He then went to looking 15. Like, first he looked 20. Then he looked 15. Now he honestly looks over 40, which is really concerning. In one update, I don't know how that happened. I do really like the Starshine Ranch, so I would put him in the C tier. Next is Katja or Katja. She's the best Dark Rider, in my opinion. She can hypnotize people. She has a good look. I would put her in the B tier. No. She's gonna go A tier just because she's the best Dark Rider there is. Next is Linda. Linda is the Soul Rider of the Moon Circle. She's very smart. I was always a big fan of her character, but the Light Ride quest changed everything for me. Then again, we would not be able to get information in the quest without her though, so I'm just gonna put her B tier. Next is Lisa, Soul Rider of the Star Circle. In that one quest where people were in Pandoria, I won't say who because spoilers, Lisa started belting out her song to bring them back, and it just sounded really cringy. The singer, behind Lisa's voice is a really amazing singer, and the songs are great, but they just pop up at the wrong times. I'm gonna put her in the C tier. She's just my least favorite Soul Rider. Next is baby Lizzy. She used to be named Lisa, but then her name got changed to Lizzy because there can't be two of the golden child. She comes from one of the crazy Harvest County's families. They're all crazy and they all have a bunch of children. She runs my second favorite race in the game. So I'm just gonna have to put her right next to Lisa. They have to go together. Lisa and Lisa, aka Lizzy, they're gonna fight it out. Next is Loretta, and she has a big crush on Greasy Justin. I would put her in the A tier. She's a good character. I just wish she was meaner still. Next is Madison. She can be really hyper, and she also got chucked into the ocean. She kind of gives me JoJo Siwa vibes.
Really? When there's a JoJo Siwa in the game?
I'm just gonna put her in the E tier. Next is Mario. Mario had a crush on Elizabeth. A lot of people don't finish his Reputation because it's just that bad. D tier.
Bobby John Barnes.
His name is not Bobby John Barnes. Next is Marley. Marley is a horse trainer. He has a small farm, but the horses on that farm are just very mediocre. I don't want to do Marley dirty, but we're just gonna put him in the C tier. Next is Maya Do. She is Alex's best friend because Alex is not best friends with the other Soul Riders because they're just annoying. Maya used to be May. She has taken care of my horses for free for the past week.
Really?
Yeah. She's also related to the Dew family, and I want both of the Dew's farms to be up and running, but I feel like she has a lot of potential as a character. I will put her in the A tier. She stuck a pitchfork on my horse's booty. Next we have Mr. Campbell. Mr. Campbell is a scammer. There are a lot of scammers in this game, let's be honest. He owns GED, he throws fits like a 2-year-old, and not only does he use toxic waste, he is toxic waste. That wasn't good. He's a good villain, right? I think he's a pretty good villain. C tier, like everybody else. Next is Mrs. Holdsworth. She makes amazing pies. 68 years old, worked for Moreland stable, super nice lady. Put a finger down if you used to pretend she was your mom or grandma in roles.
What?
Put a finger down, Star Stable NPCs edition. Put a finger down if Mr. Sands is your nasty A tier. Next is Mrs. Packard, Andy's grandma. We bake with her, except she times us for some reason. She's pretty nice, but she's just not as legendary as Mrs. Holdsworth. I think she's gonna go in the E tier. Maybe we should do Andy while we're at it. Andy looks like he's having a midlife crisis at 12 or 13 years old. He won't spend time with his grandma, who lives in the same area, because he's so busy, just standing there watching us do his job. I'm gonna put him next to his grandma, and then they can actually spend time together for once. Next is Mr. Sands. He's immortal. He's been alive since the 1800s, has a bunch of different names. He's the ex-husband of the Baroness, CEO of Dark Core. He's very scary. I think he has a lot of potential as a character. There's a lot of things about him that are just interesting, and you just want to learn more about him. I would just put him in the S tier. This is Miss Morse. She's a badass. She has an emo horse. She likes hard rock. She has a super cool race, even though I fail it almost every time. I would put her in the B tier. She's a cool lady. Next is Miss Drake. Miss Drake looks like Meredith from The Parent Trap. She basically makes us worship her and be her slave. She's pretty weird. She hates kittens, so that automatically makes her F tier. Next is Tan. Her full name is Tatiana. She loses stuff easily. Even though she acts nicer than Loretta, she's still kind of sketch. I'm gonna put her down here. Next is Pie, the witch. She lives in a cool swamp, can do magic tricks, helps the soul riders. I just think she's a really cool character. You know, she's a witch. You know, she had a lot of character progression really quickly. I would say A tier. Next is Rania. Rania has a seeing eye horse. She's just very skilled, and we do many quests with her that are just very adventurous. I'm gonna put her in the C tier. Next is Raptor, who is Jorvik's biggest rap star. He has a pet wolf named Shakira. You know, I made his music video a while back. I'm a big fan, really love him. He came up with a song on the spot about how someone was scamming someone with water bottles. And he rapped a song on the spot about how the water bottles were a scam.
How do you understand what
It was
said?
a good song. It wasn't just Abuwi Hisi say. It
Yeah,
was
but
like something else. Duda. I think he's an amazing rap star. Raptor, S tier.
What?
Amazing character.
What?
Next is Rhiannon. Rhiannon is a little bad. Alex and our character were trying to do something. We were saving someone. I don't want to give spoilers. And then this girl right here chased us down. She will talk behind our back, our character's back, to Linda and Alex. We go up to them and we're like, oh, what is it? She's like, oh, sorry, you can't know yet. Like, you have to do more missions and training. Like, you're not a good soul rider. So I'm going to put her in the F tier. She's the worst druid, in my opinion. She's just really sketchy. She doesn't tell you the truth. Next is Ricky. He's supposed to look like Rocky Balboa. They changed his hair from black to red. I'm not sure what exactly he's doing in this horse game. F tier. Next is Sabine. Sabine tries to make you trust her. I don't think she's the best out of all the Dark Riders. You know, I think she should be B tier. Next is Sonya. Sonya doesn't do her job. She makes you do everything. She fell off her horse without her helmet and is still at the vet to this day because actual doctors don't exist in Jorvik, and I'm pretty sure she got shaken up pretty bad. We were doing something shady and she didn't want to do it because I don't know why. Maybe we're getting double crossed by her. I just don't like her as a character. So she can go in the E tier. Next is Steve. Steve owns probably the ugliest farm out there. It needs to be updated. I would say he's a good character though. He likes to help out the squirrel things. Yeah, I would honestly put him in the B tier. Next is Thomas Moreland. He's the one who gave us full ownership of our starter horses. He eats too much pudding. Thomas Moreland is bae. He's just a cool guy. I love him. I'm gonna put him in the A tier. Last but least is Idris. Idris is so overrated, it's not even funny. He says the creepiest, grossest stuff to our character. He used to look middle-aged, and now he suddenly looks 20. A lot of players have a crush on him. If I saw Idris coming around, I would say hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your horses. I see how you could get really attached to this character. I think Alex should actually go up to the S tier. And also Avalon. Then I'm gonna put Anne up one. It looks like this is the finalized tier. You guys should let me know what you would change about this. I'm pretty sure people would put Idris higher. I honestly think they would. Thanks for watching. Bye.